Hello and welcome. Today's topic is Peace or Pain is a Choice, Part 2. You may have seen Part 1. And my experience is very different now than when I first recorded that video, so I thought I would do another one, just to talk about it a little bit more from the experience that I have now. Because most of what we call pain is an unconscious reaction to a body sensation, a thought or a feeling. And that's also known as suffering. And there's always a choice with suffering. We don't have to suffer. Suffering only really happens when there's resistance to the experience, to a thought, a feeling or a body sensation typically. And when we resist, it increases the intensity or pressure, and then that becomes what we might call pain. And so because we're resisting, it doesn't have to happen. And all we need to do is uncover the resistance to start to see where we're contributing to it, where we're tensing against. And it's such a common thing for people to tense against pain. But typically, for me and my experience right now, if I experience pain, there's always been some tensing against it, some resisting that was happening unconsciously that I didn't see. And so the pain, in a way, then is a signpost for me to recognise that there's some resistance happening. And there's pain that does remain in certain acute situations, but I think you can always have a gentler experience of it. I know when I had broken ribs, I could be in a really intense experience of suffering and huge amount of pain, and also it was kind of like I was being crushed by the broken ribs. It was really like a band of tightness around the center of me, and it was very limiting to my mobility because I would get stabbing pain if I moved. And within that experience, I got to explore and see that actually any resistance was increasing that level of suffering in it, and I could have a more pure experience of the symptoms of the broken ribs. They were still broken; they didn't magically heal themselves. So there was something going on in the body, and when something's going on in the body, when we are damaged in some way, or the body isn't working in a functional way, something's not working as it should be. We often tense against any of the symptoms and sensations we have, and that causes suffering. And it's so wonderful, I think, to be able to recognize this, so we can come away from the suffering. We can start to uncover it, to see where there's tension, and to start to allow the body to relax a little bit so that healing can continue to take place. It speeds up healing then as well. And I know for me, my broken ribs healed quite faster than the doctors expected. And I put that down to my exploration with this whole idea of peace or pain being a choice, and making that choice in each and every moment so that I could come back to the purer experience of the sensations of healing, and allow them. And it's been very empowering for me. I can still experience pain in my everyday life, aches and pains, sometimes more intense in a headache or something. But I've discovered the ability to, in each and every moment, choose. It's sometimes fleeting, and sometimes it's more sustainable. It's an ongoing journey of exploration for me, and I'm fascinated to see how differently I can experience and how much more allowing I can be, so I can have the purest experience possible of my physical body, of my emotions, of any mental patterns that I still have that come up in my experience. So as I explore, I can come in any given moment away from suffering and have the pure experience. And then that's always gentle. And there's been some experiences recently. I had COVID again, which was more challenging. It seemed trickier in that moment for me to be able to choose for peace and to recognise any resistance. And often it's doing these videos, and you know, I'm in that moment of pain, and I'm like, come on, you're speaking to other people about what's possible. What about in this moment? Is there a choice for peace in this moment? Is there a choice for less pain? You know, even if it's not going to completely go, can it reduce? Can the intensity reduce? And I always find the answer is yes. It might be fleeting. I might not be able to sustain it. But it keeps me going, it keeps me exploring, and keeps me curious to see how much more pure my experience can be. So I have the gentler experience, and pain becomes then something that I don't have to always experience. And certainly I don't have to experience so much intensity. And that's, yeah, it continues to be exciting for me. Obviously there are moments when I get caught in it, and then it becomes hard again, and I love the fact that I am always willing to explore further. Can it be easier? And can the pain completely go? You know, you never know. There are so many times I've lived through it where the pain has just vanished, and other times where it's just gotten less. Sometimes, like I've said, fleeting, and other times it's sustainable and it just stays away, or just stays in a more gentle, bite-sized experience of the discomfort. So explore the idea that there's a choice between peace or pain. Uncover the resistance, the tensing against it, and notice, observe the sensations in the body. And sometimes too, we can hyper focus in on them. You can maybe explore with noticing what other sensations you're aware of in the body, so it widens your awareness and brings you away from resistance in the exploration of noticing what else you're aware of. That can help with allowing the experience to be less painful and more gentle, more peaceful. Please like and subscribe, share and comment. And if this topic challenges you, if you're in long-term chronic pain, ask the questions relevant to your experience in the comments below, and I'll answer them in future videos for you. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.